Hello again, everyone. Today we're going to talk about third parties. Tonight's podcast is a little shorter. Tonight's back to school night, so I want to make sure I'm prepared for that. And there's some to talk about. There's not a lot to talk about. So let's go ahead and get started. Third parties, they're minor parties. Of course, the two major parties are the Republicans or the Democrats. And the main reason they are minor parties is that they do not have as much money as the other two parties. It's difficult for them to raise money because generally they focus on one issue, one or two issues, and they just don't have the same historical pull that the Republicans and Democrats are. Now, we've had third-party candidates that have run for office. For the presidency, we've had a few that have done all right. Teddy Roosevelt back in 1912 ran with the Bull Moose Party. He had been a Republican, left the party, came back in 1912, ran. He still finished in second place, distant second behind Woodrow Wilson. A couple from my lifetime I can remember is John Anderson. He ran in 1980, again, distant third place behind Reagan and Carter. Ross Perot ran twice in 1988 and 1992. And then Ralph Nader has run a couple times. And some people believe that Ralph Nader's the reason that Al Gore wasn't elected in 2000 because of the number of votes he took away. But generally, they don't get a lot of votes in national elections. Sometimes they do resolve around the political personality. As I mentioned, Ralph Nader. If you don't know who he is, I'd look him up. He's a consumer advocate. Teddy Roosevelt, who we talked about. But they generally revolve around that person. And then, like I said, they rarely win, but their main job is to draw votes away. Not their main job, but the main thing they do is they sometimes draw votes away from one of the two other major parties. There are many, many examples of third parties, and we'll talk about them more in class. I just want to give you some names of them. Of course, you've heard of the Green Party, hopefully. There is a Libertarian Party. There's a Constitution Party. But then you have things like the modern Whig Party. Then you have like the Independence Party of America. If you drill down some more, you have groups that are pro-marijuana party, and I think it's called the Pod Party. I mean, there's all sorts of different groups out there. Do I think it would help if we had a strong third party? I think it would, but again, like I said, it's very difficult as they don't raise the money. They don't have the money to go up against the other two political parties. As I said before, that's it for the notes, for the podcast. But as I said before, it's back to school night, and if you didn't give me the $5, this is just for the students, by the way. I'm going to tell your parents how you really act in class. So I didn't get too much money, so if you get in trouble, it's not my fault. Just kidding. Have a good day, and I'll see you in class.